Hello and welcome everyone to the second volume of the Bitcoin series. Today about the topic where you can watch the Bitcoin price on different exchanges and probably also compare them. What are your opportunities there? What is the historical view about it? And what, in my opinion, are the best sites for doing this? Because it is fairly interesting to know what is the price on other exchanges, because you're paying the price, and so it's nice to know, is it a good price or a bad price. So this is the reason why I'm doing this video here, and I hope you can really benefit from it. So let's start with some data. I showed it last time on the first volume, and it's a data sheet about the most important exchangers and their volume, also including their market share. As you can see, BTC China has nearly 3 times the volume of Mt. Gox or Bitstamp. It's not that exact, but around the volume. So yeah, I mean, this is pretty simple, because as an analogy from the last video, I said if you do have a sea, for example, and if you throw into the sea one stone, you will see that this stone will make a wave. Now, it depends, the size of the waves depends on how much volume does this stone have. Well, it also depends on some other reasons, like how hard you hit it in there, but let's go simple on that. Let's say we make this constant. We don't throw them, we just let them fall like from 1 meter, and that only depends is the volume of the stone. So you can say if you drop in a little stone, you won't hit that hard waves. And if you have a bigger stone, you will have much more impact. Well, this is important because, for example, if you have more than one stone which you throw in the water or let it fall into the water, those are interacting with each other, and this is exactly the way how exchangers are interacting with each other. Well, they are not throwing stones at each other, but they are affecting each other. And as you can see here, for example, if those are two exchanges which nearly the same volume on their side, they will interact in a certain way, and the way they are interacting with each other is only comparable to the volume. So this is one of the reasons why it is really important to know which exchanger is the most trafficked one, because it will decide where the trade goes. So yeah, this visualization should just show you that you mark in your brain that it is really important to know where the big exchange is and in which direction those trades are going, because the big volume trades are saying where the Bitcoin price is going to. So let's just close this and stop it. Just for source reasons, this one was from harvestsoft.de. It's just some physics sites, I think, for students, I think. So well, pretty much thanks for this applet for visualization. Yeah, let's just process and go on further. Well, as I said, we are interested in only 4 sites. It's BTC China, btc-e, Mt. Gox, and Bitstamp. All the others are, well, Bitfinex is still a bigger one, but it is only traded on Bitstamp. It's like it's called Meta Exchange. You can bring funds on Bitfinex and trade on Bitfinex itself and on Bitstamp. It's like they call it Meta Exchange, but it doesn't matter because all of the 9,000 bitcoins there available are mostly traded through Bitstamp. So let's just make this simple and say Bitstamp is the one we're looking at. So yeah, what are your options? Well, 1 year ago, Mt. Gox was the only important exchanger out there, and only everyone, I think really everyone, wanted to know what's going on Mt. Gox. So I think it also was the first site coming up. It was Clark Moody, and I think originally they were just making some advertising for their own software. I think it's some trading software. I never experienced it, but I think it is so. And well, why is this site so spectacular? Well, it was the only one in this time, and it had some pretty good features. For example, you get a candlestick chart, and on a candlestick chart, those are really interesting because each trade or each candle here does have different points which are interesting at all, because if you see this body here also consists of a start price, which it's called the opening price, where the timeline begins, and it also marks the close price, which is the last one here. And if the start price is higher than the close price, you get a red candle because the price is dropping. And if you turn this around, like having a lower start price than a close price, you get a green one for a gaining candlestick, like a gain in the price. So also interesting is that those sticks are coming out of those candle bodies. They are showing what is the minimal trade price and what is the maximum trade price. Like those are those points here and one on the upper side. This is really good because people who are trading at some different sites are, well, if you're trading, you normally use candlesticks because you can lay on your trend lines, and you can plot trend how to say, well, if you're not only setting one trend line but two, for example, if you connect those prices from the bodies, and then you can connect those spikes, and this gives you like a channel where the trend goes. It's just a way to use the information given by candlesticks. Another really informative thing here is the volume on per each trade. As you can see down here, well, why is volume so important? Well, as I already said, the volume says where the trade goes to. That means if you, for example, have a gaining as a steady gaining price right now, and you look at the volume and you see, whoa, hey, the volume compared to, let's say, this red one here is much higher than one on the side where it did go down. So you can say, if my volume is higher on the trend, and you can assure that the trend, this assures that the trend really goes that way. If you do have a positive trend, but you do have declining volume, it means that the trend will stop because the volume to hold this trend is too low. And this is the reason why volume is such an interesting and really needed indicator on these things. So, but to make things short, let's end this Clark Moody thing, because one last thing which was good on this side was this table on the right side. It also shows you, for example, you want to sell 1,000 bitcoins, like here then on the buying side you sell it, and then it goes to the buyer side. And if you directly, for example, sell 1000 Bitcoin, you can scroll down and see, well, here it's the summarized sum of total Bitcoins. And as you can see, I will sell 1000 Bitcoins. Well, to be exact, let's sell 1007 Bitcoins, 0.4. And then the price will drop to 770 USD, for example. It's just, you can look here and rate how much will your volume, for example, influence the price, or if other people drop big amounts of Bitcoin on the market, you can see there where it will come out from. So in this time when only Mt. Gox was interesting, it led to a crash. There was a bubble in April the 10th, and when this one crashed, a lot of people got no more interest to go on Mt. Gox, and Mt. Gox really dropped their market share significantly. And there also came up another site called Bitcoinity, and this one was really famous too. I think it's still famous by a lot of people. And the difference was there are different exchanges listed on it, and you can change the currency which you're looking into it. And this was the first site, I think, who was able to change the currency and the exchanger you're looking at. The knack on it was that you didn't have a candlestick chart. You only got those point connected charts. For example, if you want to draw the candlestick, you would take a range from one point to another, and this would be like the start and the close and the open price. So, but in this chart, actually, you only got the dots and you connect them, and this is your trend line. No, not your trend line. This is just your chart line, and you're leaking a lot of information which you could draw out of the other ones. So this was some negative point about Bitcoinity. They also got the volume bars showing per trade. Well, not exactly per trade, because those are volume bars, and I think they are connected to the range where, well, to be exact, it's just the point that those volume bars are hardly to say where exactly they belong to. And well, if you look at it from a point like math, those spikes down here, they aren't even defined. So, well, volume is just an important indicator, and so I have to say that it's just not that easy to read the scale. That's all I want to say. So, and also some good thing what they had was those on the right side where you could see the last 10 or 20 trades. The ticker, it's just nice to see because it's big and it blinks a little. And for example, when the bubble came, the site was really beloved also by people when it came up. And it was funny because I think it's done by a programmer called Combo. It's just one of the Bitcoin Talk users also, and he just made some gimmicks in there. So for example, if the price is dropping, there will be some funny pictures in the chart, and like for example, all-time high will be written there if you reach one, and yeah, and so on. It's just a nice site, but if you're trading on a regular basis, you won't use it because it gives you too less information on it. But still, it is a good site to check the price, maybe if you are interested just in price shortly. So let's finish up with Bitcoinity. Nice site, exists for a long time, I think, but really got the media attention of the site just came through the bubble on April this year, I think. Had the most users there. So let's close this one too and head to the other ones.